So here's our Whirlpool washer. And one thing that we've noticed, if you look, there's water. You can see it dripping if you watch long enough. See, there we go, drip, drip, drip. And what we found out is, I looked it up on the lovely internet that you can look up all kind of things. It says that it is the inlet water valve that needs to be replaced. So that's going to be the fun thing I get to do today. So in case you're wondering what the model number is on this, it's a Whirlpool WTW 4816 FW3. So, and there it is. All right, getting ready to change the inlet water valve on my Whirlpool here. So one of the things that you need to do is make sure that you turn the water off, unplug it, and just remove the hoses there. I just got a bucket down here, so any water drains out, it goes in there instead of making a mess on the floor. And then I have this little thing here that we're gonna put under here and pop this up. And there is the valve that we'll be putting in here to replace the one that's leaking right now. All right, so you get this off right here. See this little clamp right here? It's under here, so you can either use a little putty knife. I actually just reached under here and then used my finger to release it on both sides, and it just popped up. Once it pops up, you just bring it forward. This back stays on here, so you just kind of push up and then bring it forward, and it falls forward right here. So this is what we're going to be replacing with one we had, but it was very easy. Once we figured out, it's like, where is this clamp? But just feel for it. It actually, you can feel it under here, and you just squeeze it and it pops up, and you do the same things on both sides. Once it's released, you just kind of lift up and then bring it forward, and it comes loose just like this. The way that I got to the inlet water valve is, if you look right here, to get that head unit to release, you have to stick for me, I had to stick my hands under, where the tub is. You have that space that you can reach in, and you can feel where the little metal piece is that's stuck in the hole. And I used my thumb to depress it, and it popped up. Do that on each side, and once it pops up on both sides, the back hooks are just plastic, so you just kind of push it forward and then raise it up, and the whole unit will come down and lay down on top of the washer. And so that took me a little while to figure out, but once you get that done, it's easy. To put it back in, it's opposite. Make sure you put the hooks in first on both sides, make sure it's lined up, and then just press it back down when you're putting everything back together, and it snaps right into place. That was kind of the weirdest thing for me to figure out. I saw some people have used little scrapers or metal, screwdrivers to pop it open. I just didn't want to scratch my washer. It was easier for me to just use my thumb and to press it to get it to release. Hopefully that'll help you. And the picture here will just show you the places where those come out of and where they go into. Then what you do is, there's two screws right here. They're Torx screws. It's a T20. One's here and one's here. You just remove both of those like I did and save them. And then this is going to be loose, and we're going to get this out. And before we do that, as you can see, it's run under here, here, and it plugs into here. So that's what we're going to unplug when we undo this. And then we'll plug the new one in and run it the same way under this little clamp here and plug it back. So this unplug is very easy. Just when you look at it, there's a little button right here that you push to lift it up. And once you do that, I just removed it from under here and under here, and now it's here. I've just got to take this out right now. And then what I do here is, this moves a little bit, and this will get this out, so you can just pull it out like that, and this comes straight out. So there you go. As you can see, there's the part number. It's W11101906, and this is for the Whirlpool. And Whirlpool also makes Amana, Roper, and several others, so this is a part that's probably useful across their lines. But that way, that way you can see what it is. And when we ordered it, just make sure when you look up yours, whatever your inlet valve is for your washer, you can, once you find this part number, you can search Amazon. It'll tell you which ones are compatible for yours. So there we go. I'm going to take this off, and we're going to put on the new one. Alrighty, so here's the new one. We're getting ready to put this in. And like I said, here's the screw holes. If you look, those are the screw holes. So we're going to set this in just like this, and how it fits in there. And you just move this just a little bit where these go back through the hole. And then I'm gonna move this back, and I'm gonna go ahead and screw the screws in now so this will be set. And as you can see, what you do is there's 3 holes, and those are the 2 that came out. This goes in the center, holds it in place, and you should be able to see the holes right here, and you can screw the screws right back in. As you can tell now, this is nice and snug. So what we'll do is we'll move this back closer. This is through here, and then we've already got it run under. We'll run under here and plug it back in. So after you get it in, you have the little pop-up spring that's there, and you have 2 little holes here, and the same thing on this side. So when you get ready to snap it back down, just make sure that the 2 holes are lined in, and then once you get that in, you can just press down and it just snaps right into place very easily. And as you can see, it's all lined up and everything's ready to go. We've got everything plugged in. There's no water leaking. You don't over tighten these. You don't put white paint of plumber's tape either. I mean, these are plastic, so you just screw it in, just nice and firm, not over tightened. And we're ready to go. And you can look in here, and you can see where it was leaking because we had water there, and it was a constant drip, and now it's not. All right, so now we've got it all back together. It seriously only took like 20 minutes. The hardest thing, honestly, was the 2 little clamps that are under here. The easiest way is to reach under and use your thumb and push it, and then it pops up, and do it on both sides. Once it pops up, it's easy to flip over and get it out. Getting it back in, I mean, we had to do it a couple of times to get that out. And getting it back in, just make sure that you put those pegs, if there's 2 little plastic pieces that fit in their holes before you snap in that little round piece that locks it back in place. Just make sure you do that really well. But it's going great, and it's not leaking. So easy fix. Part was like $22, $23. Amazon, they're $22 to $25. You would have had to pay labor, wait on parts if you were gonna have someone else do it. I am not mechanically inclined at all, and we got this done. So here's a picture of what I ordered from Amazon for you. I will put the link in the description, but just so you can see what it is, what I bought, and the price. Like I said, it was $22 and change. So you can just go to the description. I'll put the link for it in there, and I'll also put my model number and the model numbers that this is compatible with. So hopefully this will help you in the future.